The dimension of a shape is simply how many directions, independent directions, you're going in to produce that shape. So if you were looking at a line like a radius or a length or something, then that has one dimension. That's one dimensional. But if you wanted to look at an area, well, that's constructed using two dimensions. There's one dimension here and one dimension here, and the area would be constructed using those two dimensions. So this would be two-dimensional. And equivalently, a volume would be three-dimensional. In this first question here, the area of a circle is given by pi r squared. What's the dimensions of area? Well, the area is 2D, and the radius is 1D. And you can see here that the two dimensions is made of a pi, which is zero-dimensional, times one dimension squared. One dimension squared produces two dimensions. And it says down here the dimensions of pi are 0 because there's no direction that pi goes in. Now, for part A, if we know that x, y, and z are all lengths, then if you add all the lengths together, you still get a length, and this length is overall going to be one-dimensional. But when you multiply the three lengths together, then you produce a volume, and this would be 3 dimensions. In this case, if you take one dimension and divide it by another dimension, then that effectively has made it zero-dimensional. And then if you add a dimension to a zero dimension, then it doesn't really work out because you can't add a length and an area together. So this thing here doesn't actually give you anything. So we could say that no, this is not dimensionally consistent. This doesn't give you anything. For D, if you take a length and multiply it by another length, you get an area, or 2 dimensions, and then dividing it by another dimension gives you 1 dimension again. And in this case, here you've got an area, two dimensions, and you're adding another 2 dimensions, and then you're adding another 2 dimensions. Because this is dimensionally consistent, all of these are 2-dimensional, you can add them all together. You have an area plus an area plus an area gives you an area. But for example, if it said something like xy plus xyz, that would be a 2D plus a 3D, which doesn't work. So only when the dimensions are the same can you add or subtract them.